Hi friends, this is Joy from Joyful Creations coming at you tonight from my kitchen. I'm getting ready to make dinner and I thought I'd just throw on the camera and show you what I'm making and bring you along. So tonight I'm going to make garlic chicken and broccoli noodles. So I'm going to start by just reading you the ingredients first, and then I'll show you what I'm doing. The ingredients call for 8 ounces of wide rice noodles. Egg noodles is what I'm using. I like the organic 365 brand. They're pretty good. 3 cups of broccoli florets. I use the frozen for convenience. Here's what the egg noodles look like. Okay. I use a tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 8 ounces of the chicken cut up, and I've already done that prep work here. Using a 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of reduced sodium soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce, 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, an 1/8 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes or ground red pepper. I use the cayenne or cayenne. A 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and a tablespoon of cornstarch. And so that's what I put in. You can also put mushrooms in if you like mushrooms. I like mushrooms, but I don't have any, so I'm just not putting those in tonight. And you can also put, whatever other kind of vegetables you like. And you can always substitute the chicken for beef if you prefer that. So I have a large bowl here, a large pan rather, and I filled it with water and turned it on to start it, to get it to boil so that I can add in the noodles and get those starting to boil and to cook while I do the rest of the work to get everything else going. So I'm waiting for that to boil. And also, a cool thing about this recipe is about 5 minutes before the noodles are finished, you can pour the broccoli right into the same pot and let the broccoli cook. So I really like that. I mean, I had never tried that before, this recipe, and I find that it really works wonderfully. And you only have 1 pot instead of 2, 1 for the noodles, 1 for the broccoli. You only have 1 pot to clean up, which that always makes me happy at the end of the cooking. The less you have to clean, the better it is for you, for me, for all of us. Saves time, saves money, saves energy. You get the point. So anyway, while that water is heating, I am going to, in a small bowl, I'm going to whisk together some of the other ingredients. Let me grab my bowl. So yeah, I'm already in the Christmas spirit. How about you? I have Mill Frosty here to help me out today. I use him year round because he just makes me happy. Anyway, so we're gonna whisk together in this small bowl the brown sugar, okay, so we've got a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I'll pour that in. We've got a 1/2 cup of the low sodium soy sauce. I'll put that in. We've got the hoisin sauce somewhere. 2 tablespoons of hoisin. That's really delicious. And quite enough. Okay. And then we have sesame oil, which is 2 teaspoons, which is right here. I pre-measured everything out to make it easier for me and more enjoyable for your viewing. And then next we have the ginger, red pepper, and regular pepper and cornstarch. So I have pre-measured all of those out as well. And let me tell you again what that is. It's a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I use black pepper, so we'll go ahead and pour that in. And then the cornstarch is 1 tablespoon. And I pre-measured that out as well. And we'll go ahead and pour that in. Now all we have to do is whisk that all together nicely. Get my handy dandy whisk and just stick that in the bowl and whisk. It's that simple. It only takes a couple of seconds really to whisk everything together. Now when it sits, it's going to separate a little bit, so you'll probably have to go ahead and whisk it up again before you pour it into the pan to cook. But, you know, that's okay. Just eyeball it and make do with what you have and whisk away. Oh my gosh, it smells delicious already and I haven't even started cooking yet. I don't know about you guys, but Chinese food, you know, stir fry, this is one of my very favorite things. And I never really realized how simple it is to make it. I always would order it out, which you know, you and I know, we both know that it's expensive, especially nowadays. Not saying that you don't want to do that, because who doesn't love to eat out or get takeout? I do. And we want to support our restaurants, right? Because they were really hard hit with COVID. But anyway, so I think that's just about ready there. Okay, I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to move on to the next item. Okay, which is, check my water to see how that's coming along. And it's starting to steam and starting to boil, so that's good. And I'm getting ready to dump in the noodles in just a minute. In the meantime, I've got my skillet here ready to warm up, and we'll start to saute the chicken. So we will start to cook the chicken. I gotta make sure I'm putting the right burner on. Do you ever have a habit of picking the wrong burner? I have to look at the picture just to make sure I'm picking the right burner. I know that sounds silly, but you know, sometimes it's the little things that get you. Okay, so I've turned my pan on. And we are going to, we're going to cook the chicken. We're going to add garlic to that, and we're going to cook the chicken in the olive oil. So I hope I didn't pour my olive oil in there yet. Okay, where's my olive oil? Missing my olive oil. That's okay. We'll go ahead and get some more olive oil. 1 tablespoon is all we need. And I'm using the Colavita Extra Virgin Olive Oil Premium Selection. And this is not a plug for Colavita. Nobody sponsors me. It's just what I prefer. So we're going to go ahead and put 1 tablespoon of the olive oil in the pan. And that's what we're going to cook our chicken in. Okay. So we put that in there. And we are going to now dump in our 8 ounces of chicken that we already cut up. So I'm using the organic boneless breast, of course the 365 brand from Whole Foods. And that's what I'm using tonight. So we got that in there. We'll go ahead and give that a stir around and get the oil nicely coated to all the bottom and to the chicken. And then we'll put a cover on it just to cook it. And then we're going to go ahead and add the garlic powder to it. Now you can put regular garlic clove in, but I'm choosing to use the garlic powder tonight instead of the cloves. And so I'm putting in the equivalent of 3 cloves, which is about a little less than a half teaspoon of the garlic powder. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just sprinkling the chicken with the garlic powder and stirring it around, and that will be really yummy. So let me go ahead and get that stirred around. The water is getting ready to boil, and I'm going to go ahead and dump my noodles in there and let those cook to the desired time. It's about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. Go ahead and pour those in and give them a stir. I'm not going to put any salt in to taste because it's already salty from the soy sauce. But I am using reduced sodium soy sauce. Again, I'm using the organic 365 brand, which is my preferred brand. Shoyu. You buy what you like, but I feel pretty good about using that because it's organic and non-GMO. So I feel like that's a little bit healthier for me. Same for the hoisin, I use the organic from 365 brand. And find them to be really delicious. And as far as the sesame seed oil goes, it is also organic 365 brand. And it is unrefined, expeller pressed. So it has a smoke point of 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and it tastes really good. And I feel like it's a healthier choice. So I'm really trying to be healthier these days. How about you guys? What are you doing to try to be healthier in your eating habits and your daily living? I'm even walking every day now with my pup. I mean, I always walked her, but I'm being more deliberate now and really doing it in the morning and the evening with purpose, not just, haphazardly quick run out. We're actually walking together. So my pup likes to eat too, and she's a little chubby. I like to eat, and I'm a little chubby. So together we're eating a little less, eating a little healthier, and walking more. Hopefully it will work. Let's check the chicken and see how it's coming along. Oh yeah, oh wow. I can already smell it coming along really nicely. You can smell the garlic. It's delicious. Or as I like to say, delicious. There's nothing better than a good hot meal, I'll tell you, at the end of the workday, at the end of the day, whatever you're doing. To sit down and have a hot meal, something tasty and delicious that you really like, wow. To me, that is really part of building a joyful life. And it really is, How do you feel? Do you feel that way? Put in the comments how you feel. What helps you to make your life happier and more joyful? That's something I've really been giving a lot of thought to lately as I age. I just had my 56th birthday. Can hardly believe it. But there you have it. 56 years young. So the noodles are boiling now. And they shouldn't take too long to cook. And just before they're done, the last 5 minutes or so, I'm going to put the broccoli in and let that cook up with it. And then when both of those are done, we're going to add We're going to drain it, and then we're going to add that to the chicken with the sauce to cook. So it's all going to come together quite nicely, and you'll see the finished product. So yeah, the prep time on this took me about maybe half hour, but I don't move real fast. I take my time after a long day of work. I don't rush. You know, so, and that was putting all the ingredients in each separate bowl, cutting up the chicken and so forth. So it may take you a little less time. But I wanted to be better prepared today for my second video than I was on my first. And oh yeah, I wanted to let you know my phone died, which is why I haven't put any videos out since my very first one. So yeah, I had a blue phone, which wasn't always the greatest. It was economical, and it didn't cost me a lot, and it did serve its purpose for a little while, but the problem I kept having is the battery wouldn't hold a charge. So unless it was plugged in, I couldn't use it. And you know, you can't always be plugged in to use your phone. So anyway, I got a new phone, and here I am, back on YouTube, back in my kitchen cooking. So I hope you enjoy this video tonight as much as I'm enjoying making it. Okay, well, I can kind of tell by the noodles are just about done. You can go ahead and taste one. You can see if it's done, but I've gotten to the point now where I can actually feel it with my spoon, how much longer it's needed to cook. Yeah, just what I thought. Maybe another minute or so before it's done. Maybe 2 or 3. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pour in the 3 cups of broccoli, frozen broccoli that I'm using. You can use fresh. I just prefer the frozen because I always have it in my freezer, which is nice. And you know, the fresh doesn't last so long. So, I mean, I love fresh vegetables, don't get me wrong. But I find that the frozen works better for me. So, explore and see which works better for you. But just know that if you don't have fresh and you have it frozen in your freezer, you can always put together a meal, you know, quickly and easily. You just have to have these ingredients in your cupboard and freezer, fridge, and there you go. You pull it together and have a delicious meal. So the chicken now is finished sauteing. I'm going to just look back at my recipe now to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so now we are cooking the chicken until it's no longer pink. And then we whisk together our soy sauce, hoisin sauce, sesame, and seasonings. And the noodles are cooking. Okay, so that's all that's left. Once the noodles are done and the broccoli is done, then we can incorporate that in with the chicken and pour in the sauce and let it finish heating up. Give that a good stir again. And then we will be in business to eat. Okay. So tell me, how was your day today? What have you done that you've liked to do? Have you learned anything new today? Have you made plans to travel or shop or vacation or do something different that you've never done before? Perhaps you're planning a YouTube channel. I'd love to hear. Put it in the comments what you're doing. Okay, well, I think that the water, we're having to wait for a minute to warm back up from the cold broccoli being in. But it should only take a second or 2. Anyway, so I'm really enjoying doing this YouTube channel. And has something that I've always wanted to do. And never really found the time or the courage to do it. So I'm really happy that I took the plunge and I'm finally doing it. I hope you will take the plunge and finally do something that you've been thinking about doing that will really make you happy. I encourage you to do things that you've never done before, and something that you've always been wanting to do and maybe afraid or didn't think it would work or didn't think you could. Trust me, if other people can do it, if I can do it, you can do it too. Do it. Just do it. Okay, well, the broccoli is boiling again, so I'm just going to give it a couple of stirs. It really doesn't take long after that, just a couple of minutes. 3 to 4 minutes is all it really takes, and it'll be done. And then we can put it into the chicken. I'm going to go ahead and give this the sauce another whisk. And I'm going to go ahead and dump that into the chicken. You see how easy this is? You just pour it in. Don't leave any behind. All that tasty goodness needs to get in there. And then you can just give it a stir. Incorporate it with the chicken. Stir it around good. Get it all nice and soaked in there. And it does start to boil again. And then what we can do... Oh my goodness, that looks really good. Can you see that? Can you see how good that looks? Let me see if I can show you. See that? Okay. Oh, I wish you could smell it. It smells really good too. Let me put the cover back on there. I'm going to go ahead and give this a stir. Check the broccoli. I'm going to taste a little piece of the broccoli just to see if it's cooked enough. So, just going to let it cool just a second. It's hot. Go ahead and blow on it. Whoa, it's really hot. Holy moly. I think I'll just go ahead and get a fork instead of trying to pick it up. Yep, it's done. So we can turn that off and we can drain it. I'm just going to drain it with my ladle. It's really simple and easy to do. And I'm going to go ahead and put that into the pan. Even if you put a little bit of water in with it, it's okay because the sauce is thick and it won't hurt it at all. And I'm all about ease. These days, I'm all about doing what's easier. Gosh, it took me a lot of years to learn that. I'm always doing things the hard way. How about you? Have you learned the hard way? Have you always done things the hard way and learned and thought to yourself, oh my goodness, there's got to be a better way. What am I doing? I'm just going to turn the temperature down just a little bit to like medium-low because it is really hot right now. And we don't want it to boil too much. We just want it to simmer nicely. Okay, we're almost done incorporating that. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I just can't say it enough. It really does. It's one of my favorite meals. And like I say, it's just so simple. And I'm only one person, so there'll be plenty left over for me for lunch, which always makes me happy because I still work full time. I think I mentioned that. And I like a hot meal at lunch as well, just to warm it up quick in the microwave. Makes me happy and it makes me feel good. And when you eat right, you feel better, don't you? Okay, so that's it. It's all incorporated and it looks delicious. And it's not overpowering, it's just the right amount of sauce in there. So here, let me show you. See that? It does look delicious, doesn't it? Let me plate a little and see if we can get a better look. Just put some on a plate for you to see. I can't wait to dig in. I'm hungry. And my poor puppy smelling this. But don't worry, I don't give her this because it's not good for her. But I do give her plain boneless, skinless chicken that I cook up separately for her. So she doesn't miss out, don't worry. And one day, on another video, I'll show you a picture of my doggy Missy. She just turned 13 on Monday. So here's a picture. Here's what it looks like. See how it's steaming hot? Oh my gosh, and it looks delicious. Don't mind me, but I'm just going to taste a little to make sure I did a good job. Mmm. Oh my gosh. Mmm. Really good. So I recommend you go ahead and try this. Let me know if you like it, and let me know your thoughts. Thanks a lot for joining me. You have a good rest of your day. Bye now.